Today, allow me handle manufacture of ammonium sulphate. Allow me handle manufacture of ammonium sulphate fertilizer. This is another fertilizer that requires two industrial processes in one. It requires manufacture of sulfuric acid and then manufacture of ammonia. As we discuss this process, we look at the process of production. We look at the process of production. And remember, the very many marking areas I requested members to always include when they are discussing this industrial manufacture. So process of production. One, we are going to handle the contact process the way we handled it last time. So we shall say sulfur dioxide gas obtained from combustion of sulfur is screened to remove impurities, to prevent catalytic poisoning. Once that is done, we dry it and then dried. We come to process number 2, where sulfur dioxide is burnt in air in a contact tower in presence of heated vanadium 5 oxide, at low industrial temperature, of about 450 degrees Celsius and high pressure of 1 atmosphere to form sulfur trioxide. Then 3, we said that sulfur trioxide, this was almost the previous work. Sulfur trioxide is dissolved in concentrated in concentrated sulfuric acid to form an oleum. Then number 4, to form an oleum which is dissolved in very little water, to form conch sulfuric acid. Let me not abbreviate at the time. To form concentrated sulfuric acid. Then step number 4 in this manufacture, we are going to get ammonia gas. Obtained by reacting nitrogen gas and hydrogen gas in presence of finely divided iron catalyst, heated at 450 degrees Celsius and 200 atmospheres in a tower is bubbled through the acid, in a neutralizer reactor to form ammonium sulfate. Then number 5, ammonium sulfate is evaporated and cooled for proper crystallization. The crystals are dried. And stored in a waterproof container. So basically, that's how we manufacture ammonium sulfate. Sorry for that. Simply by making sulfuric acid, you also make ammonia. Then you combine the two to get ammonium sulfate. And eventually, you purify the ammonium sulfate by evaporation to dryness. you will realize that screening, combustion here is a chemical process, screening is a physical process. You realize that this guy here, to form sulfur trioxide, is a chemical process. You realize that in this statement, we have a contact tower, which is behaving as a vessel. Then dissolving to form sulfuric acid, which is going to be a chemical process, and sulfuric acid we have formed behaves as the raw material we need to come up with the real ammonium sulfate. Ammonia gas here is another raw material we need. However, it is manufactured by chemical processes to form the desired product in form of ammonium sulfate. This nuclear reactor is behaving as a vessel. Evaporation to dryness and cooled for crystallization is our purification phase. And you will realize that all the necessary steps you need will be covered up in this idea. The write-up is coherent. I told you this mark, you don't see it physically, but as long as you have all the steps flowing in the way we would love them to be, then we shall consider it a clear step. So basically that's how we can manufacture our ammonium sulfate. And those are the responses I expect members to write when it comes to manufacture of ammonium sulfate. If there is any question, please feel free and you inquire. It is always our policy to pick a member who is going to take a screenshot of whatever we discuss and post in our group so that members have notes after the lesson. I'm going to give that task this time around to, I think I'm going to give it to Namoso Collins. I'm seeing Namoso Collins here. Yeah, Collins, you take a screenshot of what we are interested in as we proceed with more and more discussions. Are we good to proceed? Are we good to proceed? Yeah. Princess is saying perfect. Collins is saying fine. Betty, I believe members are okay with proceeding to the next page. Dangers are going to be similar to dangers of the contact process. Here we have our main product as ammonium sulfate, but we are realizing that in its manufacture, the following are also given off. One, we give off sulfur dioxide. Two, we give off sulfur trioxide. Three, there is sulfuric acid being given off. Four, there is ammonium sulphate itself. All these guys, the way I've listed them, are acidic. The first two will cause acid rain because for them they will go into the atmosphere. They will go into the atmosphere. Then these two, one is a liquid, another is going to be crystal used in soil. So for them, they are going to definitely affect soil properties. However, all of them can lead to death of organisms, simply because they are going to be acidic. So sulfur dioxide will cause acidic rain, which alters soil pH. Sulfuric acid and ammonium sulphate, for them, they are acidic, so once applied into soil, gradually alter soil pH. Mitigations will differ depending on how you're going to come up with the danger. So as we plan to write at least one danger, allow me say that the first danger is the first danger says corrosion of buildings. This is due to release of acidic gases like sulfur dioxide by the plant, which some people may fail to distinguish between the plant we are talking about here and the biological plant. So I will continue and say by the manufacturing plant, which dissolves in rain, causing acidic rain that corrodes buildings, building paint. So how can we mitigate this? Mitigated by use of catalytic converters in industrial chimneys, to oxidize the sulfur, the dioxide into less toxic fumes. So you can continue with more and more dangers. Number two, the other dangers I'm going to be just simply abbreviating, or reducing them. Number two would be death of organisms. This one, the explanation would be release of industrial effluents that contain sulfuric acid, if not ammonium sulphate, which are acidic, thus alter pH of either soil or water, depending on how you've phrased this answer. So mitigation is neutralization. Neutralization by weak alkalis before discharge. There are several others you can think of as a learner. Allow me to only hand those and look at the comments. For those who have placed some comments here, I want to react on some. Yeah, I'm not seeing any that is inquiring or something that we've not picked yet. In case I realize one, we shall be able to comment about it before we proceed. Social benefits. I believe these ones are many. As a team, we have always looked at employment opportunities, which have been well discussed. We have looked at government revenue. We've looked at another known as provision of markets for raw materials. We've also seen further industrial growth. All these social benefits are used over and over again. You simply have to remind yourself on how best you can be using some of these ideas. But I believe as a team, we have tried to handle as much as possible. Notify to me when we are ready to proceed to the next page. Notify to me if we are ready to proceed to the next page. Perfect from Collins. You remember you have a task of sharing this work after. Yeah. So basically, that's how we can manufacture ammonium sulphate as a fertilizer. The other fertilizer you can think about in manufacture, which is even the shortest of all, is manufacture